Today we're going to answer the top 4 questions that are asked of us by potential car title clients. This is Dave at cartitles.com. The most important question we get from a client is what to do about a vehicle that's been sitting, abandoned, without a title, and how to get a title to it. If a vehicle appears to be abandoned, the process of getting a title starts with the legal owner of the property filing a police report for an abandoned vehicle. When that's the case, typically there is a process of law where the vehicle can be towed away from that property by a licensed towing facility. They will then make effort to contact the registered owner of that vehicle and attempt to have them come collect the vehicle, pay towing fees, and put it back in their possession. If the vehicle is truly abandoned and the current owner has no interest in owning that vehicle, it would then be auctioned off at public auction with the funds going to the prior owner if it can be located and the new owner getting a title to the vehicle. There is typically not a mechanism for a property owner to take owner of a vehicle just because it's on their lot. If you think it's truly abandoned by the owner, then the process would be to try to contact the owner and have them sign the vehicle over to you, the property owner. If you think that that owner would object to transferring the ownership of the car, then it's really not abandoned. Then it just ended up there by some means. As a matter of fact, the owner may not even know that it's there. It may ended up having been left there by somebody else. So abandoned vehicle doesn't automatically transfer to the property owner. That's the question we get very frequently. What happens if a person, it's question number 2, owes you money and gives you a car to secure that money or to pay for that money, and they never give you a title? Well, in that case, it's the same thing. The owner would have to tangibly transfer ownership documents to you, either via bill of sale or the title to that vehicle. If they don't transfer the car to you by title or by a bill of sale, then the loan or the debt that they have in the vehicle are 2 separate issues. They can't be combined just because they owe you money and you happen to have this car, unless there's a very specific mention in a contract of this car being collateral for that loan. Then that car doesn't attach to that loan just because they lent it to you or gave it to you to hold while they owe you that money, unless they've signed over the title to you, which in case that would be like a title pawn or a title loan. So if you have a debt that's owed to you and a vehicle is supposed to be the collateral, make sure that person signs over that document to you. Number 3 is what to do about a vehicle that you've obtained without a title that you want to fix up and do work on. The most important thing is not to invest any money in the vehicle until you actually have clear ownership. Because if you put money into that vehicle and you don't have a title that's in your name, piece of paper looks like this with your name printed on the front by DMV, technically somebody else owns that vehicle. And as long as they own that vehicle, whatever money you put into it, you're actually putting into a vehicle owned by another party. Make sure you get that clear ownership transferred to you either by duplicate title or by title recovery or by some other means. The 4th question is, how should you go about registering a vehicle that you don't have ownership of? In some states, you may be able to get a registration only in order to keep that vehicle active on the road. But unless you have a title, the ownership still vests with somebody else. So it's important to get that titling information to you. In fact, if you are driving a vehicle and the registration is in another person's name, you may have some conflict with insurance. If you don't have ownership in that vehicle, your insurance may not cover it the way that you think it might. And if their insurance has lapsed, you may be driving a vehicle without insurance, which by itself is a violation. If you do have questions about obtaining a title for a vehicle that's missing the documentation, you can reach us at our website at cartitles.com.